Welcome to this program. I'm Afonso Ziensot of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. This is All Things Considered, as usual, airing live here from the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for joining us. Let's have Minister Ballard here with us this morning, chilling with us. Stay tuned. Okay, let me just welcome you here. I'm Afonso Ziensot of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. That is unfolding inside Liberia. But in the same token, we have to do what we can do. There are other good things happening in Liberia, so we have to have that sort of discussion, or to also to keep the conversation.
You're finally editing your vlogs with Formula 9.
As well.
Who
Just
are you?
Bear with me here. I'm getting other sound here. Okay, good. Welcome. Going to be going to someone very special standing by in Liberia. We're going to talk here, and then we're going to get to some of the major things trending inside Liberia. I'm Alfonso Z, and so stay tuned. I will be right back. Okay, it's a little 12:10 Eastern Standard Time. Let me just bring in my guest standing by in Liberia. Let me just bring her. Yeah, there she is, Vic.
Yeah.
You put in, but in of that, we also have to keep some conversation. Vic, how are you? Good afternoon from Liberia.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Okay, all right. How is Liberia doing?
Besides the situation that's going on in Liberia right now, I would say great.
All right. Okay. So, in the interest of what is unfolding, I know there's a special reason you're here that I'm very, very much concerned about. But as a mother, as a wife, as a baby, we'll get your take a little bit so that we can get to the issue, which of course I'm going to be going to now you in depth after conversation. I'm going to be having that conversation with the audience as well. So, how is it been? How been? It was in and out.
Huh?
I said, how long you been in Liberia now since you left us?
Almost 3 years. September 6th, in a week, it will be 3 years.
Yes, wow, time so fast spent. Okay,
I'm telling you.
okay, we're gonna get to one of the main issue, but like I said, as a mother, as a wife, I'm quite sure you are concerned what is unfolding in take this whole situation that is unfolding. I was just getting some images. It's all inside all parts of the country here. What do you make of it? There is this issue.
You know, I was just having a conversation with some of my sisters a few minutes ago. Um, this rape issue is personal to me. One, that as a child, we were, my sister and few of us were also molested.
Hmm.
And then having children, even girls and boys, I am so hard on them because of what I went through as a child. So for them to even go out to go spend the night to friends is hard for me. So since I've been in Liberia, I have seen so many cases and heard of so many different cases of people raping young women and just letting, it's free. No remorse. You sit among people, you hear men talking about, I only sleep with young girls. It pains my heart. It really, really pains my heart. We need to do something, and we need to do it fast. It's too much.
Do you think our government, your government, do you think are they acting now as it should be?
I would say no. Because I'm not saying that rape is not going on in America. It's there. But because of the consequences, it's kind of hard. But here, people are not really going to jail. They're not paying for their crime. They are not paying for their crime. They are not. Family people will rape, a child. The first thing they will say, let them leave it because, the family. Let leave it. How can we leave something like that? How can we? it's emotional for me. Just hearing about this young lady that just somebody took razor blade, cut her open. Oh my God. The government needs to do, if they're doing something, they need to do more. They need to do more. They need to do more.
Yeah, I'm going to find time. We're going to have this conversation maybe after our exclusive. Talking about that. But there are other things that we have on the plate today we want to talk about. That's why we are here at this Liberia Talk. Other things, other good things are happening, the bad ones, and we'll bring it to the audience to have a conversation. Okay, we're hearing in the midst of this, you are a very strong lady, very resourceful, very potential, creative. I don't know what a word that I can add. We are here
Thank you.
to open something, and I will not unveil it. I want you to unveil that for my audience. What is that, Vicky?
I am opening a supermarket for Liberian grown food. Anything that is made here in Liberia, we will sell it in the supermarket.
Oh my goodness.
It's a supermarket, not just anything, but a supermarket. The same way you can go to Walmart, we come into Victoria's Food International.
Victoria Food International. I know. Yes. I follow your activities from here. First of all, I want to say a big thank you.
Thank you.
I disagree with most of our brothers and sisters and people in America that they're not doing nothing. And I guess when our supermarket is open, your opportunity, you're going to be putting food on other people's tables.
Yes. So, for example, I will have the thing where you can buy the palm butter in the can and the fufu in the boxes. We have everything here in the supermarket for you, but made by Liberians.
Wow.
Made by Liberians. And some of the reasons why I decided to start this business, my husband is into agriculture. And I saw one of his videos one time in Grand Jude, a farmer had planting, a warehouse full of planting. There was nobody to buy it. So that's where we come in. If you make it, we will take it from you and sell it for you. You don't have to worry anymore.
Wow. So how that's I know that's a startup. I don't let the cat out of the bed. So I know very shortly I won't be surprised if this will be expanded to other places beyond Colorado.
That's the goal. We're starting with the first store for now, but that's the plan for us to move to different counties and so on, even up to the U.S., to Canada, to Europe. That's the plan.
Wow. So, quiet. Anything you didn't disclose what you were going to be doing, or how to be unleashed in Liberia. How you got this done?
I didn't hear the question on the network. It's kind of, bear with me.
Yeah. No, what I was saying, I didn't know tip of what you're doing. I didn't know you anywhere. Nobody blow that. But here we are now. How you manage to do?
Well, it hasn't been easy, to be honest. It hasn't been easy trying to put this show together. I know a lot of people expected me to open a restaurant because they know that's where my skills are. But I wanted to do something totally different this time around. One, everywhere you turn around in the Liberian community, you see a drinking spot. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I want to create jobs for people. I want to create jobs for Liberians. We want to let the farmers know. People are complaining, saying that people are lazy, but the reason why the farmers are not really doing what they're supposed to do because it's not a market. But now it's a superstore if you making it, I will sell it for you. So long it's made here in Liberia.
Wow. So we'll be having what are we gonna be there?
Let me give you a few things. If we have fufu, fufu
Oh,
made right here in Liberia, packaged right here in Liberia.
wow. Let me see here.
We have red oil, deeper, country rice, farina, cassava leaf, dried meat, dried fish, water. Country rice is right here.
Mhm.
Country rice. We have different variety of the country rice. Ruby red. Just name it. If it's grown here in Liberia, we'll sell it.
Wow. Where is this business, Vague? People,
Painesville. It's
what
in Painesville.
uh-huh. Where?
It's in Painesville, Rehab Road.
Okay. Wow. That's interesting. Again, I want to say congratulations on your work. So our understanding that the opening is what? This weekend, this coming weekend?
Yeah, the opening is going to be August 29th, this Saturday. And one of our own sister, Mrs. Wilhelmina Pisota, is going to be one of the people cutting the ribbon. And we have the agriculture minister, Mrs. Jenny Miller Cooper, is going to be cutting ribbon. So I have two ribbons for two strong, powerful women.
Yeah, and I love that. And I'm happy that you're bringing up agriculture minister as well because this is powerful and honestly, I'm proud. Let's see what our team can do. I know Sunday's going to be a crazy day for us, but I know it's going to be a different time. So hopefully we'll see what the team can do to actually be there. And I think it's something that we really would. You are from that the notion that people in the state here they don't do anything. Yeah, you are. You took your time, you work hard, it costs you a lot.
Yes.
This point. People do a job and they're going to be paid, you know. So some of going to get some of the Zocos or other people who are not doing anything. They're going to get. I'm going to get a flight that I can come inside it to get deeper and just and then not airline. I mean, plane travel, but I can't wait.
It would be nice. It would be nice, Mr. Soul, because speaking of the Zocos, every Friday, my sister of mine, she's a pastor. We feed the Zocos every Friday, right at Concordia Back Road. So I already told some of them will be the security, will have cleaning up crew, So like I said, this business is not just for me, was to create job for our young Liberians,
That's
Yeah.
that's yes. And so you're going to be employing. You're going to employ some of them.
Yes, definitely, yes, yes, yes.
That's a plus because I'm quite sure they will understand because most of these people, I don't support what they are doing, but when people are idle and they don't have that's where they go out, getting people doing stuff. But when you are working, at least at the end of the month, there's guarantee that you can get a little pocket change, you'll be able to see your family.
Yeah.
How difficult was
Yes, definitely.
I don't know friendship, anything that was how difficult was it to get your job to frustrate people who want to do something.
It wasn't easy. Even up to now, we still don't have the license. It wasn't easy. The sad part here is that things that usually would take like a week, in other part of the world, other part of the world, here in Liberia, it might take you like a month. So it's sad, but I'm a strong woman. So I'm on top of them, but it wasn't easy, Mr. So I'm telling you, I hired some people to fix the place up the first time. They stole the money, they ran away. Okay. I hired new set of crew. Some of them, ran away. Then I had to go to some of the Zocos then to bring them in to come and clean up and do things like that. At the end of the day, things we here now. But it wasn't here. It took me 2 years. 2 years just to open this place. 2 years.
Wow.
Years.
And I guess
Yeah.
you're trying to make that investment, and people just screw you up. That's a difference. Nobody wants to
Yeah.
be professor. It's so hard. You can't trust anybody because you ask them to do a piece of job. As long as you are not there, we're going to sit here for her to do their stuff. You didn't do it. Why?
Ah, I am a fighter, Mr. So I am a fighter. I'm the oldest of 14 children. I'm the oldest of 14 children. So I'm a fighter. I'm a mother of 6 children. I'm a fighter. Okay? So I don't give up too easily. I don't care if you disappoint me, I will go find somebody different to come and help me. There's always somebody out there that will do it for you. And at the end of the day, I found people that I could trust that even if I'm not here, things are done.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
And
I found people.
guarantee you, for us here at LPR, we are in the tendency to support one another, and that's what we doing. We want our country to build, and the diversity, the different things that comes to the table. That's why we don't just only talk. We talk everything. We bring everybody here. Let people tell their success story. I can tell you that's 100% success story from right here in Minnesota, inside Liberia now, with your own Victoria International Food Center. Are you kidding me? From Rawafi, I'm praying hard. I'm about to be there. From Rawafi, when I'm coming, I'm listening to the message because if I people are going to get my leg, or are you calling what is
Yeah, yeah, Mr. Saul, before we go, my husband said something because we're trying to transition to Liberia. We're trying to transition to Liberia. I was complaining about coming to Liberia, and he said to me, if we don't build Liberia, who do you expect to build Liberia? Who do you expect to build Liberia? The Chinese people there, the Indian people there. Who do you expect to build Liberia? We have to do it. But not give up on Liberia. We will keep fighting until we get to where we want to get. Yes.
and that question alone, that was the turning point into the whole thing there. It was that question. And you know what? I have to take the bull by the horn.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. We'll do everything possible. Hopefully, our guys going to be there and let us get some of the images. Please keep one goal for people by December when I come.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
Okay, well, folks, that's it. That's Victoria Peabody, Mr. Peabody's wife. She used to live, for those of you who know Peabody, he used to live in Minnesota. She's in Liberia now to get her own entity, Victoria Food International. That's awesome. And so these are some of the success stories we also need to be telling, to tell people, to encourage her. But you listen to her directly. It took her 2 years. First thing it started, it went down the drain. People take advantage. Maybe she was in there, and she herself had to put her foot on the ground. That alone itself, and that's something I think is worth giving attention to, and we must be able to do that. And we want to say thank you so much. We bless God for her, for what has happened and what she's doing, because she's going to hire people. You heard us talking here, some Zocos, those that are in the street, where all of these challenges are facing these challenges, they're going to get a job to do. It doesn't matter how much or what, at least they will be busy. And at the end of the day, they're going to get a take home something to put food on their table. I am Alfonso Z. Nsort of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. I want to thank all of my viewers and listeners across the globe. Let's take a quick commercial break and I will be right back. We're going to be talking on some of those issues. I'm going to put a number out as well, so if you can have a participation on the ongoing protest in Liberia. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Okay, there you have it there you have it, folks. We're back here. I'm going to be putting the number out there for us to have a conversation this morning. As you know, there's an ongoing protest in Liberia of the ladies, and it's just quite appalling, amazing. There are some of the images that we are receiving, and I just got some pictures. See, these are pictures of protester mothers and sisters, cousins, young folks. They are expressing their concern of what is unfolding in Liberia. But it's kind of a little bit disappointing. Disappointing in the sense that up to this time, we expect some sort of leadership to factor in here. All right. And that seems not to be coming. I'm not sure what is the situation, why they are doing what they are doing, why everything is like that. I just not sure why it is. But we hope that the administration, the president, and the people of Liberia, they will see reason to believe, to address these protesters, to get down to the bottom of the issue as to why it is happening this way. Because I think they need to talk about it. They need to talk about it. There you see that the former president of the Republic of Liberia, Madam Helen Johnson Sirleaf, she was able to face the protester today. Not really confront them, but according to report that we are gathering, protester was passing by, and as a mother and as a former president of the Republic of Liberia, I think she used that time to stop by to also show her solidarity and express her concern. And I think that was very, very, very much important. That was very, very much crucial into this whole thing here, to have the president, the former president, to show face and say she didn't go much. But I mean, she also understand that she didn't go much. She also understand that things was how to call it, say, getting things to be highway. So that was a very good thing on her part. Just hold on 1 second. Just bear with me. So I think that was a very good thing on the part of the former president of the Republic of Liberia, Madam Helen Johnson Sirleaf, to be there. These are all images here. Control your. These are things. This is not who our mothers are. This is not what they used to do. But their situation makes people to compel them to do things that they're supposed to do. As a matter of fact, I think there are some other images here. I'm trying to see if I can get them as well here, but I'm getting some report as well that there was some sort of a peaceful protest in Grangida as well. All right. There was peaceful protest. Responsible men do not rape. These are some of the slogans. These are some of the things that those protesters were doing, were displaying today. So this is it. You see it, former President Helen Johnson Sirleaf right there. And I think it is a very serious problem. We should be able to have this issue here, that the government of the Republic of Liberia should be able to come forward to extend it. These images, they are very disturbing. They are very alarming. And I managed to talk to a source today, deep inside the administration, who preferred not to be called. And from what I gathered, There seems to be different tones as a divided house. There's other folks who were asking the president from the onset to go and talk to the protester or to receive the petition. And again, as you know, government is huge. In our own homes, in our own different organization here, there will always be some different views. There will be other who will say, let's do this, and there will be other who will want to oppose it. And now we are hearing that there are some other folks, why the president wanted to have gone to receive or to listen to those people to get the petition, there were others that were advising the president not to. And I think if that is the case, based on what I'm hearing now, what this individual who happens to be a top insider of the government is telling us now, if that is the case, it's wrong. It's wrong. And I think the former president, Helen Johnson Sirleaf, we must give this to her by her just coming out. That alone, it makes her to empathize with the situation as the mother of the land. So what's about the president of the Republic of Liberia? You saw some of the videos yesterday. I cannot play it, and I didn't get that organized. And most of you will see it. There was a police lady, the police officer, that was in tears. So that tells me all of us, you and myself, we need to take a little bit step back. The manner in which we badge and demonize these police officers, army, and I know there is annoying because we want them to act. But remember also, folks that are within the paramilitary, there is a change of command. So they themselves found themselves in a volatile situation just by taking a look, by seeing that video last night. That police lady was crying and they took her away. That tells me that lady, that officer was grieving in her heart. If she not been a police officer or paramilitary personnel, believe me, I have no doubt that she would have joined that protest. So the mindset of advocates, people in the opposition column, and all of us, I'm not going to get myself out of this here because sometimes we bash these people and we come to a conclusion that all of them, they are not doing anything. As far as I'm concerned, we must disagree with the policy that is in place, but not necessarily individual, because they are just there to do a job. So, and that's why I don't like it's a very unique thing to serve your country, but the manner in which it's being conducted, not just only in Liberia, but in entire world country, Africa as a whole. It's a very difficult situation. You know, they get it, they're coordinated duty before complaint. So it means you when they give you instruction, that instruction has to be implemented before you can even ask any question. That's why I love the military, I love the police, I love the immigrations, and all of those are very unique institutions. All right. Without the existence of these institutions, we cannot have a country because they have different functionalities. But the idea, the overseer of these institutions and how they handle things, the abuse of power is what makes the institutions invalid. And I think we need to change course as a people, as a nation. And it's just not only starting with the George Weah government. This has been the tradition. This has been the history of our country, the manner in which these institutions are treated. More or less, they have been politicized. The executive branch of government always, you know, I know, in this country, it's quite different. You see sometimes police officers, you see sometimes when things happen, they come out, they resign, or they speak out, they have union, they speak out. But very suddenly, that's the situation, that's the problem we have in our country. And so when I saw that video yesterday, it was a change, it was a game changer for me. They saw that police lady crying because she is a mother. And I guess she's a wife. If she's not a wife, but she's a mother. If she doesn't even have a child, she got sisters. So she empathized. She's a mother, and she knows what it means to take that 9 months pain to born your child. And we have these silly, crazy men in Liberia. They just take their stuff and put it on their fair forehead and raping and doing all kinds of crazy things. And we're not seeing enough being done. Enough being done in the sense that they should be able, some of these people, they must be behind bars and they must be doing. We reached out with the administrative agenda yesterday, and I monitored the interview with the Liberian News Agency. Let me bring our own Mike down, is standing by in the main studio in Monrovia and also been tracking all of what is going on inside Liberia. Mike, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Afonso, and it's a pleasant afternoon from here inside Monrovia.
Okay, look, this is crazy. I spoke with a top government official who happens to be a member of the ruling establishment, CDC, you know, the tripartite coalition. I think here's a spendings within the ruling establishment. There is a divided house, according to what I was told. There were other folks that were telling the president on the onset to have just gone there and receive and listen to these protesters, because as far as they were concerned, they were peaceful. I didn't see any political undertone into that process as far as my concern. And there were others said, no, let's send your deputy. You saw what happened. Samuel Tua went there and he was booed. And I got some report here. I got some images here. I hope to see what I can play then. There is one ongoing in the southeastern side of Liberia in Grangeda County. You were interviewing somebody from Nimba County. So it's becoming spontaneous. And that means they're going to go all over the country. What is going on? What is happening now?
Yes, the protesters are calling for a national emergency to be declared on rape issues in Liberia, because according to them, this issue has been a very prevalent issue in Liberia. The issue of rape, you remember with this network, we've reported several rape cases ranging from child rape to adult rape, and so many other issues of relating to rape we've been reporting on. So it's been very much a dramatic scene, actually, when it comes to the issue of rape in our country. And they are calling on the President George Weah to receive their petition. But unfortunately, the president was not able yesterday, which was day 2 of the protest. The president was not able to get their petition. And fortunately for them, former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf today went there, and it was actually a scene to see. Actually, let me just read you some of the statement that President Sirleaf made today when she went there at the fish market area in right around her residence. And they have seen this president. I mean, they saw her. I mean, her going there as a very much a relief to some of them. Let me just bring you President Sirleaf comment here when she met a protester. Some of what she was saying today. She said rape has always been a problem. It was before her administration. It was in her administration, and it's still with us today. Women are given a kind of cases that have recently come out. Young babies, 3 months old, young children, 10 months, 10 years old, violated sometimes by old men, sometimes by young men. Is something that the women feel they have to act, and they have to act in a manner in which one does it in a peaceful manner. So the former president too, is very concerned about this.
Look, Mike, this is ridiculous. And I listened to the interview the lady from Ganta, I believe was in Ganta, right? What she was saying. So
yes, she was speaking to us from Ganta.
What is the deal of the president? And I think this official that I talked to this morning, there is a big conversation ongoing to a divided house, because there are some who are telling the president this is getting off hand. And what this government doesn't understand is you have also people that are watching this thing. You have a diplomatic friends, right? So what is the big deal? How long, what it requires? Go and receive it and tell the people, I'm in this with you. I'm going to make sure, because you are the father of the land. And if the CDC government are not careful, they're going to pay a huge political price. I'm not sure. I don't know whether they try to sense this out or to see this as a fun. This is not a political matter. This is a very serious matter.
Some of the president advisors have been saying that President Weah, some of his advisors have been saying that he's going among the crowd who pose some security threats to him, to his personal safety. But again, on many occasions, I remember during the regime of former President Salif, where she even went to a place where the former AFL were protesting, then former AFL soldiers were then protesting, and she went among them, and that at that moment they came down and they decided to sit and speak with her, because always presidents around the world are seen as the final hope for people. So if they are not speaking to their people, it means their hope is actually losing gradually. So it's based upon that. I think that's why they are calling on the president to make some statement that will revive their hope. Actually, I think it's from that backdrop that some of them are calling on the presidency to receive this petition.
Mark, that thing is the issue of those that are telling the president now to have gone there because of insecurity. I can tell you vividly, it's nonsense. It's a stupid. It doesn't make sense. This is how leadership and this is how things go ahead. And I think as a president of the nation, there are times you have to take critical decisions. You must be able to see things ahead. All right. These people, that's why politicians and myself are not friendly, because these freaking people, they are just all about themselves. Want to get it, that's it. And you have these men, grown up men, like a loose cannon, put their nutbags on their faces and destroying the future of that country. And they're sitting down, they are not telling the president, and the president himself should be held responsible because he sees that. All right. He sees what is going on. So why are they not taking the decision? What image, what is unfolding right now? Are they aware the implication it has with the international community? All right. And they're going after the protesters, they think the American embassy or the war people are not watching. How do you expect your government to get credibility when all of these things are, you have over 900 and some more cases now, even up to the point of the protest yesterday. These freaking men, they were still going ahead and raping people because nothing is being done.
It's a serious concern here in the country. Like you regularly put it, over 900 cases of rape have occurred since this year, in this year alone. But the administration of George Weah has come under serious pressure to see to it that a stronger measure being put in place. The rape law first came into existence in 2005 during the tenure of late interim president Charles Judy Bryan, and that was later on printed into a handbill in 2006. And then that since then there have been cases of rape, but at this alarming rape, many people are saying probably because it's been
this is more than the coronavirus. These people, they are damaging the future of our country, and nobody is doing anything about it. And they acting like it's on a normal. They acting like it's on a normal situation. This is not normal. The future of the country is at stake. And the thing the international community will sit down there, they will respect us as a people, as a nation. When you have these men acting like animals just all there, can you imagine people going in bed with 6, 7, 8 using blade? What the heck wrong with these people?
It's a serious situation. It's a serious situation. Yeah.
The president is insecurity. Who wants to kill the president? Joy, we are overwhelmingly elected. I think what is happening, he's making himself to be unpopular. And if they are not careful, they're going to be a huge political price at the ballot, because this seems to spill all over the country now. This is not a partisan business. And I'm happy because I talked to some of those young folks yesterday, and let these people on Capitol Hill, all of them, the 103 men, they should stay out of this. It is none of their business, because when they go there, the image, the intent of this good case here, it will be polluted. It will be polluted because they're going to incite politics into it, and they will want to stay on Capitol Hill. So it's good that they are driving some of those people out of the process.
Yeah, so one concern that was raised was why is it this time around President Weah is saying that I mean, security experts are advising him not to go in the crowd when during campaign period. On several occasions, this president has gone within even huge crowd to canvass for votes and also to speak on several other issues when nothing happened to him. So why is it this time around that his security concern has been so paramount and is not even unable to receive petition? And one information is that the president has not been working from executive mansion since the
I was
outbreak of COVID-19.
I was told, and I think that's from all indication. Even regardless of that, even not even working from the executive mansion, that cannot even stop you to function. So unless they want to tell us it's a defunction government that they are trying to conduct now, then that's it. I listened to Minister Piso Sedita. We also extended an invitation to have her here. Hopefully next we're going to be having her here. But not just only the Ministry of Gender. You have the police. You have Mose Carter, who is not speaking up. You have the Minister of Justice, who happens to be the Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia, preside over the security of the state. Are they not aware this is a national crisis?
They are quite aware of what is going on in the country. But and yesterday, some of the petitioners went to I mean to the judicial branch of government, but unfortunately, the chief justice was not at work yesterday. We were told that he did not go to work yesterday, so as such, he was not been able to receive the petition. Again, workers at that branch of government too, they have been protesting of late for salary increment and so forth. So it's been a really a tough one for the government of ex-soccer legend George Weah actually.
Look, this is, I think they brought this on the asset, to be honest with you, what is happening right now, and just inexcusable because the actions of what is doing, I think they saw this coming. These people, I can say, whether they have political affiliation, but the intent of these young people, and they by exactly, and the thing that is even happening. All right, this is not, it's not abstract, it's concrete. We're seeing it is happening on a daily basis. So I think somebody should have come forward to address themselves. And the best person that could have done that is the president of the Republic of Liberia. This is beyond partisan. This is a national issue. But yet them stay. Nothing has happened. So what they did, was that today or yesterday, they decided to stop the protester from going to the embassy to present their petition?
No, they went to the embassy, but again, I did not follow as to whether a formal petition was presented to as allow the ambassador or the charge affairs or whether it was actually presented. I did not see it, and initially it was presented to members of the legislature on yesterday. I'm told, as we were following. But they also have firstly intended to present that to the president. So the president was sending the Minister of Gender, Social Protection, and Children Protection to receive the petition on his behalf. But the protesters said they just wanted to see the president because that's, according to them, going to show some level of solidarity for them. As you can see, then on there, all over the place, they were there and ensuring that their voices are heard. So it's still a serious issue here. We're going to be hoping that from days on from now, what will be the actual outcome of the demonstration? Because in Liberia, many a time people will say, "Oh yes, this is Liberia issue." After 7 days, which is the spelling for Liberia, after that time, you won't see anything tangible or concrete coming an issue. So we just hope that this time around, the issue of rape will not be swept under the carpet as it has been with so many other cases. Recently, you just heard about the 16 billion case that came to an end after the last batch of people were being acquitted of not doing anything, and no money was missing, in fact, according to that ruling.
Look, this thing, yeah, the more you talk about it, it gives you a freaking headache because I just can't imagine on planet Earth, people are just not, they can't think ahead. And I just can't believe why would the president on planet Earth, President Weah, who is he is popular, but I think he's what is happening now. He's trying to rule his own political career because this is something that it grabs the attentions of everyone in and out. I have my daughter in Liberia. I can't have some kind of crazy, stupid person who a pedophile. We have these, some of them are lawmakers, we know, and nothing has come out of them. So that's part of it. And I hope this will be a lesson learned from our people. And sometimes when you're talking there, they don't listen. They have all kinds of people, elect all kinds of people who are not in the interest. They are first corrupt. They are dishonest. They do not like their country. And you give them state power. That's the end result of it. All right. Look at our next door, Sierra Leone. They are laws against rapes, right? People who commit this sort of a heinous crime. I see our country, Liberia. How can we get a vibe?
It's actually a serious problem in this country, and we're just hoping that the level of wisdom will be exhibited by those in leadership so that the amicable solution can be provided.
It's a future thing. When will it be exhibited? It must be done now. If the president, if the CDC-led government cannot act now, and if you saw today what Helen Johnson Sirleaf did, it was a good cleverness that's what makes her a political genius. And she didn't speak at all but that should be an alarm to the president of the republic, the sitting president now, and telling him, hey, you are in charge. But I'm also a mother. I also bear that 9-month pains to get rubber and do people then whatever they are 16 billion to be whatever they are. But I also went through that pains of 9 months. And I can't afford to have my child to be damaged by these gangsters that are all in the country. They can't contain themselves. I think people need to find cement and get that stuff before then and plaster it so that it will be, that's the only way they will put them, they will contain themselves. And up to this time, that the president cannot, and he did not even go there yesterday by the presence of those people. Honestly, it was disappointing. And this government official that I talked to, who was also a high-profile citizen, and like I said, I want to believe what he said. There is a divided house. People, there are other folks who telling the president go there to avoid it, to diminish this thing, to avoid escalation. And others say, oh no, let them people do this, do this. Go there and talk to you are the people. Tell them that you empathize with the situation. Tell them that you against what is happening and that you're going to address this because you to have your own children. It could be anybody. And that has not happened. We're going to day 2. I believe today is what day? Is it day 3 today or day 2?
Day 3 of the protests. So many a time leaders, like I said, leaders are like the final hope for a particular country. So, and the president should be the one that will be giving such hope to the ordinary people. But unfortunately, it seems that they are not seeing such hope coming forward. So again, we just hope that the best thing will come out of it, and we just keep watching them to know what will happen actually.
Well, honestly, I mean, yet Evangelist Cummings, prior to the election, we were on this program on your network on LPR, and you said this, and exactly what is happening. I'm surprised. I wish I could have put these pictures here because a massive protest also went on in Grangey, in Nima. Those are places, and they're going to get a big political hate because if they do not act quickly and wait until it gets off hand, they're going to pay the price. And I hope the voters, this is a clear indication, the kind of people that were put into offices, the people that preside over the laws of the land, the Minister of Justice up to this time, no official statement. If it is out there, I haven't seen it. I listened to the Minister of Gender, Social Protection yesterday, the police, and all of that. They're getting it going over the top. Let me just put a number out here for the few minutes that we have here, just in case we have people here. But this is so ridiculous to see what is happening, and that people, our leaders, are not speaking for whatever reason. God one knows. But I think this is unacceptable. It is unacceptable. It does not present a good image for the government either. That you can, manage our own. You can manage your own people.
And this is quite validating recent statement that the president made at his church, that Liberians have been suffering, and suffering started in Liberia since 1847. So no one should just blame him for the problem that Liberians continue to go today.
We are just telling him to act what is happening on his watch. That is a good point to make. But that is not the point we should be saying that. That should not be the voice of the president, who should restore hope to his people. You can't go and say that. If you want to say this thing, then stay in the Oval Office. Don't go into, when you're in the Oval Office, then you speak to the nation. You are speaking to your people, and they will see the authenticity in it, not to go sit on the pulpit. So the president shouldn't tell us that, with due respect. I disagree with that. Hello, caller, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, then it's afternoon. I'm so sorry, sir, my dear. This is so annoying. Yeah, go ahead. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Morris Johnson. I'm calling from Minnesota.
Okay. How are you, my dear brother?
I'm not doing so well. I'm watching the unfoldings that's going on in Liberia. It's very disheartening, and it's very frustrating to see. And they should open all citizens in Liberia, open your eyes, because these people come to the slum looking for power. They'll go and do anything just to get power. But once they're in power, to represent you and be able to relate to you. I mean, rape is everybody's issue. This should not be political at all.
Right.
As a president, there is nothing so big for you to go out there and support the protester and put in place and measure for people who are raping kids. I have a daughter, and this is it's very hard to watch, because I saw George Weah crying and telling people thank you for electing him, but today he's too big to go out there and stand against something that has been in the Liberian society for a long, long period of time. So Liberians should open your eyes when these politicians comes in the slum and pretend like they care about you. Once they get in power, it's all about greed and self-power. It's not about the people, and that's all I got to say.
All right, my dear brother. I just have to ask you how you're doing, but this is heartbreaking to see what is unfolding here. But we will keep to have this sort of conversation. It's level. Then they are the people here. Papa George, before you come in, let me bring in this number here, 701 number 7361. Are you there, caller?
Good afternoon, Mr. Soul.
Oh, Mr. Evangelist and veteran Joel, how are you today?
I'm doing great, my good friend and brother. And let me use this opportunity to extend my thanks and appreciation to you and your colleague this afternoon, and to all the Liberian people who turn out to protest, to put an end to rape in our country. My brother, it is sad I was reading an article. Somebody wrote a nice piece on Madame Salif, and I laughed. The reason why I laughed, in the case of the late Angel Miller Tuba, there was nothing done to hold the perpetrators to set example on Madi Ekpeku and that of Hans Williams. So we knew then that this would be a continual process throughout. But here is the thing that is unfolding. Whether Liberians like it or not, and for me, I speak from different perspectives. What is unfolding, the issue of rape in our country constantly, Mr. So, watch the timing. We are heading towards an electoral process in our country. They are performing rituals. It's not physical thing that is unfolding. This is ritual. This is ritual.
I want to believe that.
Because you cannot, nobody in his or her sound mind will look at a 2 years old, a 3 years old, a 12 years old, or 13 and rape that person or sodomize a young man. They are performing ritual. I said this last year, and I'm saying it again. And I always told my people that no amount of political maneuvering will change our country. You know, yesterday I sent an open challenge to the protesters, the government, and all the political leaders. I said, if you guys are brave, then stage the protest for the glory of God to return to our country. Other than that, Mr. So, I will come back on this program again after the May 10th senatorial election. Liberians must wake up and watch up for the 12th. I told them about the 7th. I told them about the 8th. And I'm telling them about the 12th.
Yeah,
I think back that there would be 2 lawmakers that were going to die. They doubted.
Yeah, you made that prediction way ahead of even the elections, and after that, you kept to that point here. But let me ask you: you have covered stories and stories and stories in Liberia. What really it takes? And it just validates what our guy was saying. The government official that I talked to this morning were hair spinnings within the establishment. Some wanted the president to go, and some said no, and all of that. What do you think if the president has gone there yesterday? Will we get to this point? Will we see people protesting in Nima? I saw images coming from my own Grand Jida County. There are pictures that we have here now, people going. And it will potentially spill throughout the 15 political subdivision. And what the government does not realize, it does not give a good image to our international friends. Let's put it, if they not even take these people seriously, but they must look at the implication that you're going to have on the image of the country. Are they considering that, or is like everybody go to hell?
Mr. So, it's 99.9%, 100% right to the infinity. 2 years ago, before today's protest, I called the former managing director, who was then Madam Cecilia Coffee Brand. I said, listen, go and tell President, we are said evangelists come and say, prepare yourself for there will be series of protests. And if you don't take time, those protests will lead to you leaving office. She said, give me scriptural reference. I gave her a few scriptural references. At the end of the day, she lied. So there are people within the president in the circle or in his entourage are ill advising this president on a day-to-day basis. If he had turned out yesterday, my brother,
potentially that was, I spoke to one of the leaders. That would have been it would quiet down things because he's the father. He's the one. I don't want to listen to Samuel Tuwe.
So when you go by, look at the case of the former AFL soldiers. At the time I was working on the Shelfridge Plaza Highway, when Kononamwe used to lead the former AFL soldiers to protest, Madam Salif will leave her office and come and talk to the former AFL soldiers or the widows and speak to them or the students. It will not take any fireman, a hard decision to see somebody knocking on your door, banking on at the door and say, you will come to the door and say, what is your problem? Can I help you? I mean, it would turn down a awkward situation into a peaceful one.
Okay,
all right.
This
is where we are, brother.
All right, thank you so much. Let me go to Pa George here. Pa George, are you there?
Mr. So, I'm here. How you doing, sir?
Good morning. 347 number. Just hold on to right after Mr. George. I'm gonna bring you in. Yeah, Pa George, go ahead. I'll listen to our guy. He was one of our correspondents. I was also reporting from my Bon County. We got a report from Nima County. Where he was on Mike Down program this morning. Protest is ongoing in Grangida. So it seems to take an octopus scenario now spreading all throughout the country. Where are we heading?
Oh, Mr. So, let me say this first. I am in total support of the protest through the length and breadth of Liberia. And if I have my way, I will tell the people to continue the protest. One, President Weah is a weak and lazy leader. Weak and lazy. No empathy. I don't know why these people get in political power in Nigeria. In terms of questions that when you see leaders stand up, former President Seri today just validating her profile and Joseph Boakai. When is the president he's missing in action? Yesterday, if the president were gone and told of women and children and men, you know what happened? I understand your plight. The relevant agency to speed up this process, I can rest assure you, will be on top of things that will acquire that whole situation. But what he chose to be missing action.
Okay.
This is to tell you that President Weah is weak. And now today, listen to one guy. You know what the court did? Today, the court went and released an accused rape victim. Today. Why? And they say, why? The guy said, this guy has close connection to Jefferson County. And in fact, it was Jefferson County who built a call for this guy to be released. So you can see what this government is doing to the people. That's why we say your vote is matter. Nigeria is heading in the wrong direction. Today, according to the news I got, Kevin Nums were with the demonstration today in Monrovia. Kevin Nums were with the demonstration today in Nigeria. What is the message that George Weah is sending to the international world? Okay. This is not good for us.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. So.
Okay. Thank you so much, Pa George. 347 number. Thank you so much for being so patient. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Vonnie Seko. I call from New York.
How are you, sir? Okay, thank you. Thank you for being patient. What's your thoughts? What should we be doing? Why should in as much we criticize now, we all going nuts here, by including myself here. What should we be telling the president? Is there anything that we need to tell the president? Can they see?
Thank you for the show and thank you for bringing me on. For me, like George just said, we have to move the sentiment in our discussion,
right,
and start putting up the kind of emotions of every little thing that happens in Liberia. I don't want to take you back to an issue or situation I will come when it really had a protest, and they called the president to receive that petition. If you can remember that.
Yeah.
And when he came for that petition, what did they do? They turned their back on that man that day. Was not that disrespectful to our leader? That is disrespectful. I'm not saying that what is going on, the president shouldn't have come up to take the petition. But this president designated people, his deputies that work with him. He said, go and receive the petition on behalf of me. I think if the people have had a respect for the president.
So let me ask you, and I hear that let's have a conversation, and all of us and have a conversation here. And I also I watched that incident where the people also potentially block the president convoy. I am not in support of that. I do not believe anything that has undertones of violence in nature. I do not believe that. Okay, that one, let's come and put it down here. But let's look at what is happening right now. It is very dangerous for our country. Okay, so the president, the president, this time around, more or less, when we saw that one, it has some sort of political undertone. There was some political implication that I can tell you because we talk to people. But this one here, I am not saying those folks that are involved now, they are not part of different political parties. But see what is happening now is unprecedented. And to say, okay, we want to have our president, or we want to talk to our president, and the Minister of Finance, Planning Development has gone there, the president designated. I just think that was a little bit sort of hair-scratching thing. And if that's what the administration dwell on, to what happens before, and they avoid for these things to come on, hey, listen, you are the father of the land. All of the kitchen sink, the rare meat will come to you, but not his failure to take a bold step at this time here. I don't think that was a good thing to do. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Sewell, thank you very much. But the first day of some of us watched the protest on the side of the ocean. They said the protest was not supposed to be political, but you have people carrying on banners and wearing T-shirts. You win of the ANC. This time here, I don't think that was a good thing to do. Go ahead. Yeah, Mr. Soto, thank you very much. But the first day, he was slapped by a female. So I want a vision to discourage that on them. Nobody said anything up to now. Anybody or that care. We have people wearing. Yesterday, it was all riots and wearing T-shirts. You win of the ANC this time. It's better than petition. But saying, look, let's all dedicate together. And we want to meet the president. The president said, no, I don't want to see you guys.
Before I go,
that is a different issue.
Okay,
but
but
before I demanding that only the president should come and receive the petition, then that is a problem.
Okay, let's flip the coin before I go to the next person. Don't you think, like you are saying, okay, I'd like to listen to both sides of this whole thing here, and that's the sort of civility we intend to keep here. Don't you think, even looking at it, and the security of the president of the country too is very paramount, is very crucial, because that was a huge cry. Okay, I got that point. So don't you think at that time, maybe that delegate that have gone there, seeing the intensity of the crowd, and what was coming in the eyes, because you see some things and you visualize it, this is more serious than what I thought it to be. Don't you think the president maybe would have requested for the leadership, the organizer, to say, okay, let them come and meet with? Why they couldn't do that as well? Why they couldn't put out that sort of alternative plan?
That's a good thought of mine. I will agree with you on that. I think probably that was a little mistake on their part. Yes, I will agree with you on that. You know, it's a several conversation we're having. That's what we do. But I just feel that whatever happened, let not only the president
let's find solution before I go to the next caller here. Let's find solutions. Talk to your president now. Why will you want your president to do? Let's just.
I wish and pray that the president will address the Liberian people before this weekend on this issue. Let him say something. For me, I will be happy to hear for the president.
Let's put you on record. Let me put you on record.
Let all government branches, the judiciary, the legislature, the executive, let them be involved into the thing. And it cannot just be the president.
I agree. You know. So you said the president must say something. Why you want him to say?
Let him speak to the not only the women, because it's not only women that have been getting married.
What do you want as a citizen of Liberia? What do you want to hear from your president?
The people to give them the security that there will be something done this time around. This thing will not be swept under the rug. That necessary agents will be put into place, that they should fast track this particular act. We don't like it. I got a lot of sisters. I got nieces. I got nephews in Liberia.
All right. Thank you so much. Let me go to the next caller here. I'm already running out of time here. Okay, before 515, let me go to Europe and pick up this call here, and I'm going to bring you the I believe is that Europe or
Australia.
Australia. Tai, good morning. Tai, how are you?
Yeah, fine, brother. Good morning.
Okay.
You see, some of us, when we, thank you so much, brother, so for your program. But the other caller that just came out, I disagree with him. I want him to please tell me and your audience which one of the demonstrations since George Weah came to power, where the people wanted to go present the petition to him when he suffered, and then the people turn their back on him. Because I have been watching since I've been here. I love my country. I never used to love Liberia, but the inhumane treatment the Ghanaian gave up before some came here make me to love my country. Emmanuel Sabo went there. He was not. George Weah never showed forth. The June 7th demonstration, George Weah never. So I don't know what the brother talking about. You know, I don't know. He rather spoke out of isolation. You know, I don't know what he's talking about.
Well, that's his view. That's his view. That's his opinion.
Yeah, there have been no demonstration where the people go and then to present a petition and George ever show up. I just want you to come back and please be point to you know, yeah, let him show the area.
Let's that man there. He said what he wanted to say. Like put forward a solution here. What you want the president to do?
Yeah, the solution is the president is the leader of the country. He keep shying away from receiving petition from people. He making things worse because I think one of your previous quarter they said the former EFS Sawyer, and then Madam Ellen Johnson Sally went and met them, and there was a group of children, school children, and she ushered them to the city hall there. They assembled. Every protest it means that the people there's something that hurting their feeling. You need to address this situation. Rape is not something that he should be shy away because the image of a country, he's the leader, well, about 700, these things are documented. It means it's a clear, and some people will preempt that he is the one that encouraging these people to be raping the teenager and the infant. So he had to be careful. He cannot see his own country reputation, his own government rather. Because I never saw the president that shy away from people, from criminal people who protesting, then advocating for such an issue. Police, he put a police there, they beating the people. I saw one beautiful girl in a black trousers. See how they were searching all from her feet to almost in her groom. It's so sad for the country. What type of crime that lady committed?
Okay.
And you understand?
All right. Thank you so much.
So this thing, he making things hard for a government, but you don't know by remaining mute. He put you aside in a big problem. Thank you so much, brother. I don't want to. The thing hurt my feeling, you know. I don't. It's so sad for our country that we put a leader there, and he turned to a bobo Liberian way of speaking. So he don't speak. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, Tais, thank you so much. 515 number for holding on that. What's your name?
This is Emmanuel KZ.
Okay, KZ, how are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. Mr. Su.
Yeah, so what do you make of what is ongoing right now?
Yeah, Mr. Su, I've been watching the entire thing. You know, I think that is certain parable in our crown. I don't know whether you can also understand that well, but whether you find it quiet blood and they want blood.
So the people who can understand and interpret for them.
so when you're afraid of the pin in the farm, then at the end of the day get pin in the mouth is more dangerous than the pin in the farm. You get me?
Yeah.
So the whole thing is that the governor of Liberia, they blown off. They came condemn because the entire protest was playing long time, and the people alarmed to the government. In fact, article story from Nigeria called me. They want us to sponsor them for this protest. They called me personally and say, "We want to pay us some money so you help us in the process for the protest." And then we thought, I said, "Why is the reason?" And this, so it shows to me that this thing, I've been playing nationwide.
No, but it's not a hidden thing. They say that they're going to protest against this
rape
situation.
Very good. So if I've been
isolation.
playing for I call long time, and mean that government were interested in long time. It happened. Those things happened in Liberia during my energy regime, and there were quick results as she was able to prominently intervene. There was a same on April 12th. The young people play at the time to come out. Heard about the same patriot and data that I've seen in the States now, and so all young guys, and they said they will have a nationwide protest. And the protest, they don't know the result of the protest, but it will not be easy. And then Manaseri, when she got that information, quickly she called the Vice President Joseph Boakai, and she called Zaltan Tower and said, "You go to the young guys and start negotiation." And they had negotiation for more than 1 week. And at the end of the day, the protest was not held. You getting me?
Mm-hmm.
There was a series of protests. Even when I was at the student community, when I was student at the University of Liberia, we protested about buses and things. As soon as any protest started, I tell you, "Sir, we're straight." In fact, there's a protest that we told us, we demanded her, not even asking her as a student, and said, "We want you to go with us on our campus so that we can discuss this." She said, "No problem, let her go." She went with us. We went on the campus. Then she called in the education minister or at the time was Joseph Koto. And said, "Koto, take care of the student, no problem. I'm going back, and anything you get to me, but we said, okay, well, we're satisfied." So they shy away of the president of the Republic of Liberia, George Manuel Weah. I mean, the people who are advising him, they are doing more harm to that country or to he himself than any other thing. You don't shy away. When you look at Manaseli and you look at George Weah, I'm using those two persons because they were, they just, Manaseli just from power and George Weah took over. When you look at Manaseli record and look at George Weah record, George Weah have more peaceful record. So Liberian people love George Weah more than Manaseli. And that's why George Weah won the people mandate, 61% plus. That's the first, he won.
Okay.
I got election of the contract project for 2005 or 2011. No election. So George Weah is in the people's heart. The people love George Weah more than any other person. Why you say that George Weah will go to the people protest and the people want to do bad things to him? It's not possible. The Liberian people love George Weah, President Weah. So at first I'm disappointed and I'm frustrated in the government, for not promptly intervening, and then see escalated to the extent that you see the former president appearing, you see the vice president, the former vice president appearing. So while they refer on to say it should not be a political go to be school, the people school political go already. The opposition school political go long time. And it will take their time to start fighting oil. And they will remember that we almost to it. December it will be election. So to erase it from the mind of the people, because I learned one other lady, she said, "As you are joining you people in the protest," she said, "As you are joining people, I'm sorry, but I'm taking care of my case. But my own protest will be to the ballot box. I will vote against this government." She said it. I follow her. Osmo TV.
Okay.
So when will they redeem all those things to go to election? I mean, they should know that there will be an article catastrophe to the election that coming because of what happening now.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, folks, very shortly, we're going to draw the curtain down for the rest of the afternoon. I'm Alfonso Z and Sort of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. Thank all of my viewers and listeners across the globe. Our own man here, Alan Bryan here, is making a contribution into this program from the southeastern side of Liberia. take you along with me to Grand Jita this afternoon.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
This is a very sad situation, and we hope it's not too late for the government. It's not too late, and all of us have a responsibility. We just want to talk to our government. These loose cannon, these men that are loose, and they get a lot of free women in the country. That's the whole thing about it. And they are going after 3-year-old, 7, 11. This is just,
I mean, Alfonso, it's not normal.
If I look at it again, then Kumi said, "This is you see, election coming." The people let me, I'm not a person that really believe in that, but their attitude, the things that they are involved in now, giving people to believe, is some sort of ritual for electoral purposes. I'm telling you, Alan Brown, all the people in the country now, everybody lying, everybody that this is another high class of witchcraft that they are playing there. I can't imagine. These people, sometimes you hear a Christian body, you 50 some more year old person going, having an affair with. What kind of person is that? What sort of, do they have feelings, Mike?
It's not normal actually, because I mean, for an overage man or men with maybe who are across 30 years, for example. Let me just show an example of myself. I'm over a little or 30 years, for example. What will I see beyond a girl, I mean a baby of my son age? I mean that even my son is older than I have a 10-year-old child, for example. What I mean, it's very much abnormal, really.
Look, they need to, these people, those kind of people, their privacy need to go, because since the reason God gave it to them is being misused, it's being misapplied, it's being abused. They need to take it out and we'll put semen there, and then that way they can roll around. They don't have anything, because those people they do not just belong in society. There is no any other reason that I can imagine these people what they are doing. And it also speaks to the fact that we fought a war in our country, a senseless war, and people are mentally unstable. And we yet to recognize that, to find solution to this sort of problem, to have a rehabilitation, to even though we have a rehabilitation commission. So there are multiple things that are responsible for what is happening, and we try to give it a sort of salad dressing thing and just want to go to it, but we have to take the bottom to top approach in order to find a remedy to this problem.
Like one of our colleagues was saying that there's a need for research into this, because people who are having tastes for women who, I mean, for people who not of sex age, there should be some level of driving force behind it. There's a certain factor or certain thing that is responsible for it. So again, there's a need for research. Like one of my colleagues, just as was saying the other day on my show, there should be a need for serious research into this to establish the root cause of men having taste for babies and children who are not reached the age of having sex. Is actually abnormal.
This is I don't know. This one here now, people usually say here bipolar, but I think these people get front polar, bipolar, side polar, all the polars. I think they have it, because their behavior now is just imaginable. People, I can't understand on planet Earth why these people are behaving, why they are behaving, and we still get them around, still loitering around. Nothing much is being done. Even as of yesterday, I listened to one of the speakers, and I talked to one of the organizers yesterday. As of yesterday, they were still carrying on rape in Lofa County. Can you imagine people protesting? And they say, okay, yeah, go ahead, but we will do more. Can you imagine people still doing that?
Well, if I may get, if I'm not hearing you, I don't know what is happening.
Are you not hearing me?
No, I think it's from my end, probably. So let me just do a quick adjustment.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you, Mike. Go ahead. Okay, well, folks, it's 1:34 Eastern Standard Time. I hope it's not too late for the government. We will continue to have these sort of conversations, and all we want our government to do is to do the right thing.
Yes, certainly. I mean, this is the only way that we just need to continue to talk to the government. And as a government, there are so many priorities. You are competing for development, you are fighting for health, and so many priorities. So for people to say, oh yes, I'm trying, and you have to praise me. I listened to the president one time. He was saying that everything I do, people say I'm not doing nothing. But Mr. President, we expected more from you. We are expecting more from you because you told us that you're going to do this. You didn't tell us I'm going to do certain portion of A and I will leave another portion with XYZ. You said you are able to do this thing. So we call on you to do it.
Yeah. No, anyway, he can say whatever he want to say, but I just think let me just pick up the last call here before I sign off. Just not to hello, caller, are you there?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, I'm Mr. Soul. This is Bill Carson. How you doing?
Oh, Mr. Carson, how are you, buddy?
I'm hanging in there, my brother. I'm just worried about our poor people over there.
Yeah.
You know, Mr. Seal, I'm not in this politics business too much, but it catch my heart now. So I see that if I can pull some strings, I will pull it.
Okay.
All right. I contacted somebody that helped me and my family to come to the United States, and the person worked at the State Department but retired. So I explained the situation to her, and she contacted the Amnesty International, Washington D.C. office in New York, and told me to call. And I called. And I spoke to a guy in New York, they call him Kurtz. He told me that they do not have much information on it, on the rape and other stuff going on in Liberia, but he gave me an email to send email, say Liberians can send email to prove a fact. So many emails, just send it out there. And then I spoke to the people in DC, they said the same thing too. So I will post the email on your podcast here, so that Liberians will write because this is not correct for our people. Whether you from this party, you from another party, I do not care. I only care about people that are being hurt.
I don't even like the party because it's not even helping us anyway.
Yeah, you see, it hurts my heart because I get a daughter that will pre-med, but I don't let nobody mess around my daughter.
I know, right?
And I see these people harming little children. I almost think my wife had to cut the thing off yesterday when she heard that these somebody went raped a 5-year-old child, 3-year-old child, and split the girl vagina with a razor blade. That is devilish. And let me go to our.
God is patient. I swear to God.
I'm telling you, I don't feel good. I'm ashamed of my president. I know George we are personally, but I'm ashamed of him. I'm ashamed of McGill. I'm ashamed of Samuel Stewart and all the other. I don't want to insult like other people, but I'm not proud of my country today. My workmates, they all laughing at me because my boss, he donated, I think 10 computers to a school. The school was so open and so clean, the brand new computers. And he always talk about Liberia when he meets me. And this man is a multi-millionaire. And then he said, what is happening in the country? I see it on YouTube. What is going on? I just simply told him, sir, I don't know. To just make it easy for myself. I didn't want to explain to him what is going on. But thanks for the show. And I want for Liberia.
Please, do me a favor. I'm talking to some of the organizers. We are trying to find solution. And this is why we always say here, sometimes we can have a valid argument to make, but the messenger, the message behind that argument, it makes people don't listen to us. These are things people are supposed to have an honest conversation and make a case. But you have other fools who also will come and become so preventative. As a result, nobody get the content of your message. All right.
Exactly.
People are supposed to learn how to address their issue, find the sources. Yeah. But when you go on and you start blowing it, you start doing it, guess what? Even if the people see it, they say, no, this guy, he's not mature. He's irresponsible. He's a little boy. He got a crack hair because the way he's talking, you don't talk to leaders like that. You can disagree with them, but you can conduct yourself with a high sense of responsibility, and people will make you to sit down at the table to listen to your grievances. Unfortunately, that's the kind of problem that we have today.
Today, my brother, we got to pray for that country. And I can foresee, my brother, I'm not a fortune teller. I know you got to go. If we don't be careful, if Liberians don't be careful, we don't want to hear it. There's a strong precedent that Liberia, we don't want it to happen that Liberia will turn into Rwanda situation. We got to be careful. The hatred is too much in the country, my brother. The hatred is brewing too much. We got to stop it.
Yeah, everybody, politicians, individuals, everybody giving justification of their action. Nobody is willing to take responsibility, or people so big, they are shut apart in the air that even if they did it wrong, they will still argue. They will still give justification. Oh, it happened Samuel Dotan, what happened? Oh, it happened Judy Bryant time, what happened? Oh, it happened in Concomitant Sawyer time, what happened? Helen Johnson time, Joy Weir time. After George Weah again, another people will come and say, oh, George Weah government were doing this. So where are we going as a nation? When everybody don't want to change course and they want to compare and they're not even contrasting it, they are compare. Mr. Carson did it, nothing happened to him. Why I can't do it? Can you imagine? So then what are we doing? What are we heading as a nation? Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for your show, man.
All right. I will call you this number if it's okay. I will call you because I'm talking to folks. I just want them to know where they can direct their grievances for people to listen to them. And I think that's what we're supposed to do so that people will know exactly what is unfolding. And bear in mind, Mr. Castle, I don't know Liberia, the history of Liberia when it comes to the crazy critical things, that's where our friends, they are also involved. You remember 1990 again, during the war, America was involved in the Gulf War. So as a result, much attention was not paid to us. We are again. Now, these people, they are focusing on it. You think Donald Trump going to turn away from an election and say they're going to put an eye on Liberia? No. There are a lot of things going on in the world. So we have to be very, very, very much helpful to ourselves, have a civil conversation. We can get mad. We would disagree and agree, but we must listen to dissenting views and find a common ground. This is what can get me upset with our politicians. See this one here, watch and see and call me on this program here. How many Liberty Party lawmakers, how many CDC lawmakers, how many Unity Party lawmakers, all of 15 political lawmakers that will come together to say in the interest to address this situation, let us come with a comprehensive bill. Let us come with a package to address it in a bipartisan way. Listen, when you get that, you come here, I will pay the fine. They will never do it. They will start calling me. Everybody will start having giving justification. This one not do this, that one not do this. That's not what we're going to be doing. And it is ridiculous. It is not helping our country.
No, it's not.
So I advise our president, if you were pretend that you were talking to the president here this afternoon, what will you tell him?
I will tell him, Mr. President, your people love you. Majority of your people love you for what you did for the country by putting on the map. But they elected you. They love you that why they elected you. Listen to them. Listen to the mothers. Listen to the children. Listen to other people. Move bad people from around you. No friendship in government. Someone killed his own brother because his brother killed somebody. So, Mr. President, it's not too late. You got 3 more years. You can turn the thing around.
It can be turned around. Nothing is politics. It's an unstable game. He just have to go a little bit extra mile and take some tough decisions that even your people would dislike. And that's what it's all about. Hey, you remember John Makafuli when he took over, he said, hey, I got to let certain friends go because when these friends are still with me, I won't do what I can do. And what happened? He set a critical example. He visited a hospital and they found out that people are not doing what they're supposed to do. What happened? He took immediate prompt actions were taken. People were fired, and I guess there were some of his friends, and people lose their job. And what happened? Things that they say were going to take almost months in a week time, bears and everything were made something. George Weah, I don't know him to be, honestly, I don't know him to be that kind of person, but something is responsible. And there are some folks that are around him who are from time to time do not utter good advices to our president. And the end result of that, all of us end up in the pig hole. And so I think the president needs the bus stop is with him. If anything goes wrong today, we're not going to ask Nathaniel Magee, Samuel Tuwe, or Jefferson Koji. They will say, where is the president? And that's why I want him to. He should learn a lesson from the late Samuel Doe. Every other thing, everything about Samuel Doe was not bad, but they have folks that were around him who were doing some bad things, and he did not do enough to stop that.
So stop it.
And so at the end of the day, he became the Buku man. And so President Weah, he fought for this. And I remember when Cummings were talking here just now, and I still have that video. Most of the time I play it. When he was on the bar counter and he was looking at the crowd, seditious were cheering, were clapping, were jubilating. And he said, and tears were running down his eyes with the vice president. And he said, I am not crying because I got this position, but I'm crying because of the trust and confidence that you repose in me.
Exactly.
And the heart, I guess. So I want him to go back to those points. I want him to go back to those words, or people that are closer to him to tell him, Mr. President, 2 years ago, this is a statement that you made to your supporters, to the Liberian people, that it is not all about the presidency, but their hopes and aspirations were in you at the time. And when you take a deep step of that, something will click in your mind. And that when you have some people who are not doing the right thing, you have to take some hard decision. Nobody going to like all what you're going to do. That's the bottom line. And we are not saying everything must be 100% perfect. But when it is time to act, act. When it is time to speak, speak. When it is time to dismiss or put certain people down because of their irresponsible attitude, because their slowness to act, and that has the propensity to endanger our country, you need to act as a president. That's what we are simply saying. And people must be held accountable of action. And I felt so bad yesterday. I listened to the Minister of General Affairs.
I was feeling bad on the ground, crying, man. Crying. Look, let me let you go right now. Look, the guy just need to get rid of certain people, and I can tell you straight up, he need to get rid of Charles Bright. He need to get rid of Emmanuel Shaw. He need to get rid of McGill. He need to get rid of Samuel Tuwe. He need to get rid of Jefferson Koji. Make somebody ambassador. Let him go. Bring fresh people who get guys here that are very clever. I've been listening to some podcasts and so forth. So guys are very intelligent. Mr. Seal, Liberia has one of the best technocrats in the United States. I know a fellow, he works with the Pentagon. They got 3 masters. I know another fellow.
My brother, this master, this is not education without a common sense. You just a fool. You can have all of the doctorate degree. If you can't apply common sense, if you are not sensitive, if that wisdom is not there for you to learn, it's just another waste of time. You will get there and things will go wrong. You need to have, first and foremost, people that have love for the country. That's what you need. Those are the people that he needs. Because
people that love him,
and the reason everybody putting is everything that happened is not the president's fault.
No,
we have 3 branches of government. All of these people have different sets of responsibilities. If they can all effectively execute those responsibilities, believe me, it makes the work of the president easy. Because the president is the chief administrator. You have the lawmakers. And that's what I'm telling you. I want to see these lawmakers sitting down now to start putting to. If the law is there, of course it is there, but is it being enforced? Is it being fully implemented? If it needs upgrade, they need to do it. And that's what I felt so bad yesterday from Minister Piso Seditai, because She's the Minister of General Affairs, and I listened to some of her points. It makes sense. It is not just only the Minister of General Affairs. You have the Ministry of Justice also part of that.
Yeah,
you have the National Police also part of that to provide the security protection or to enforce. But if all of these agencies of government, the Ministry of Government, if they cannot collaborate, if they cannot execute and enforce this, then it's a serious problem. That's why we are saying, and that's why we want the president to act. Okay, my dear brother, Tom, catch up with me here now. I already having headache here. we keep having this. I'm waiting. Some part of next week, Minister Piso Sedita will be here, and we're going to have some of these hardcore conversation. We just want to say that we want to talk to our president and let him do what is right. It is not too late. You still have time in here. Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Thank you for your show.
Bye bye. All right. This is how we want to go home here today. I'm going to be taking you to Grand Bassa County to Minister Bala. That's what we do. We promote the cultures and traditions of Liberia. We showcase, I would say congratulations to Victoria P. Ballet, just opened a restaurant, a supermarket for that matter in Liberia. Ella, she was on this show. This summit going to be tomorrow, starting on tomorrow. There's going to be a virtual convention here of the Bassa District Association, Friday and Saturday. And guess what? This coming Sunday, we're going to have it's going to be a double pack. We're going to have Ambassador Tamaran Cassels, is another gospel artist. We told you we're going to bring all of the qualities and all of the beauties of Liberia. We're not going to be talking politics alone. They tell you, just have people here at the end of the day, you go spend money to Walgreens. These people, they don't listen to people. They will not change. They will not change. I told you, if they continue doing this here, we would just put Liberia on eBay or Craigslist and everybody just trying to sleep. That's it. On Sunday, I'm going to be having Minister Ambassador Tamaran Cassette. I'm going to be my guest. And then in the second segment, we're going to take the political heat. I'm going to be having George Lobo here for us to discuss all of these critical issues, the futures of the opposition. Are they also articulating the message? All of them, they are the same people. They don't even have plan as well. All right, folks, that's it this afternoon here from the New England Bureau. Time check is 1:52 Eastern Standard Time from the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio. I am Alfonso Zian Sot. We will be back tomorrow. Going to be a hectic day for us here in the virtual convention of the Bassa District Association, Friday and Saturday. And then Sunday, of course, I'm going to be back here with Freedom Watch. In the first segment, we'll be hosting Ambassador Tamaran Cassette and then George Lobo. At some point in time next week, we're going to confirm the day. The Minister of Gender, Social Protection of the Republic of Liberia, Wilhelmina Piso Sedita, going to be right here, and we're going to dive into some of the actions or plan that the ministry is going through. We hope we extend our invitation to Minister Musa Dane, the Chief Justice, the Minister of Justice, Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia, Moses Carter, the Public Affairs Director to the Liberia National Police. These are all apparatus that collaborate with the ministry to enforce and enhance all of these policies when it comes to government to execute some of these things. So it's not a single ministry or agency. There are a lot of multiple agencies of government are responsible. And we just want these people to play their equal share in order to have this situation arrested. It is in Nima County. Demonstration was in Grangida today. We don't know how other counties are look like. We're going to be checking with our folks in Sano, in Maryland, and other parts of the country. But this is not good. It is not a good thing. It does not represent the good image of our country. Bottom line, the country is already difficult. So when you see this sort of news all circulating on the social media, it just creates a hazardous situation condition where investors or some good things will come in the country. That is our argument, and that's what we want the government to understand. So sometimes when you see these things coming to you, get ahead of it. You don't have to make people to jump in the street. Provide a conversation, provide a negotiation room, and see what can be sorted out to avoid all of these protests and the people that are getting in the street to demand changes before change can take place. That's not leadership. That's not how it's supposed to be. We always try to manage crisis in our own Liberian way, even in our home, in our organization, at the national level. We must avoid crisis. Managing crisis, it is not a good strategy to problem solving. I'm Alfonso Ziensot of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. I want to thank you so much for sharing your afternoon with me. And we'll keep talking, we'll keep having a conversation, and hopefully something will be done. But it is insane, it is ridiculous, it is absurd to see these grown men in our country who are not behaving, acting like dog. If they are acting like dog, I think they must be treated like dog. I can't have anybody, for that matter, to damage the future of my daughter or anybody else's daughter for whatever reason, just for 2 seconds. Give me a break. They need to cut their penis off and plaster it with cement and let them just live to see whether they can live with, saying they are not behaving like a human being. Have grown-up men having an affair with 3, 4, 5, 7-year-old, 11. For what reason? For what reason? For God's sake. A lot of free women everywhere. So why are they behaving? These people are mentally unstable. This is a wake-up call to the legislature to enforce, to rehabilitate the National Rehabilitation Commission. It is there, but you have the 103 men and women who are in both houses of government, lower and upper. All of them turn to NGOs now. All of them billing to whatever how to post Zoko there. That's not a solution. We need to preserve government institution. Believe me or not, because when these people lose the election, that house will turn to their own property. You got to be smart. Well, acting stupid in our country, you're running behind the politician, bailing houses, giving your hand out, and they are not preserving the institutions of the land in order for it to stand. The government of Liberia, where is Tubman? Tubman died, the government's still there. Tubman, Dorkin, Sawyerkin, all of those people, right? What are we doing to preserve our institution? And you're running behind the politicians. They want to come say they're building their own. So yes, okay, it's good. But you need to have, you as a lawmaker, you need to make sure the government institutions that are there, because at the end of the day, this is where the NGO are going to invest in. This is where the international community are going to invest in. They're not going to invest into politicians' pet project for political purposes because they want to be re-elected. That's what I don't agree with both the opposition and the government. All of them, they're playing the same soundbite. They're all trying to pave their way to political office. And by the time they get there, you're talking, they no longer listen to you. How many of them ever talk and ask for fundings of the Rehabilitation Commission? That commission has been there. It is their responsibility to rehabilitate this generation, these people that are not behaving normal. Where is the Catherine Rehab Hospital that used to be Rawafi Highway there? Who is talking about it? Who is talking about revitalizing it? Who is talking about building a new complex? But the senator, the so-called senator, they want their own project for political glorification. And by the time you put them for next year, you're on your own. And you're all day, you're behind them. This is so annoying. We are responsible. You are responsible for what is ongoing in Liberia. Because you fail to take good decisions. You fail to tell some of these people that you support their bad policies, their dangerous strategy for the government. You are unable to tell them because you are a coward. If you tell them, if they are elected, you will not get a job. And that's why you can't tell them. And that's what we will do. And that's why some of them don't even like to come here, because when they want to come, they want us to send questions to them. This is not a way back ELTV, Sherman Brown, yes or no contest. You want to be a senator, you have to answer some tough questions. Who say even when the George Weah government is corrupt, who say that we can ask opposition people as well as tough questions? The CDC, they were opposition yesterday. See what is happening now. That is a signal, that is a wake-up call to you. For me, I don't trust any of them. I don't believe in them. They are not authentic. They are all fake. They are acting like they are in the interest of the people. And by the time you give them power tomorrow, they're going to go back to the same thing, and they will start doing the same thing, and they will start giving justification. Hey, man, you're not here at all. When you're in government, that different thing. When you're outside of government, that different thing. We have seen that. It has happened over and over. Folks, I got to go. It's 2 o'clock here, Eastern Standard Time. I will be back here tomorrow. And Sunday here with Ambassador Tamaran Kassé and George Lobo in the special editions of Freedom Watch. Thank you so much and have a pleasant day.
Thank you very much. All right, thank you. I'm asked to introduce human worship here. Thank you.